Hello, I'm Nathan.
And I'm Jody, and this is Word on the Web.
And we're on location today.
We're at our new building.
Yeah, any of our faithful followers will recognize that we're not in the office at the table. And tell us why we're here.
Because we got a slew of questions.
Yeah.
A flurry of them.
A flurry, yes, a flood of them.
Seeing some of the information coming out about the meeting at City Hall. Planning and Zoning is going to be hearing our application on Monday at 3, and they asked how they could help.
Yeah.
What we need them to do. And so we're going to shoot this Word on the Web, and our roving reporter, Molly, she has a series of questions that she's collected from the people, and I'm going to answer those with her right now. So we're going to go inside.
This is perfect.
I know.
Awesome.
Yeah, join us.
Okay.
So now I'm sitting with Molly, our roving reporter for Word on the Web. And Molly, I am prepared to take the questions that you've received in regards to what's going on at the hearing on Monday.
Great, thank you so much, because we have lots of questions.
I'm here for it.
And there's so much to learn about. So can you start by telling us what a conditional use permit is?
So a conditional use permit is through planning and zoning. It's kind of complicated, but I'm going to try and keep it simple, that there's certain things when you're building that are of right, that you can build, like a restaurant, a kitchen, a classroom, things like that. And then there's certain things that actually require what's called a conditional use permit. When you're building a shelter home, about 60% of our project is of right, like the recovery classroom, the well-being classroom, the art room, the early education room. The shelter piece, where people actually sleep, that requires a conditional use permit. So that's what we're working on right now, is getting our conditional use permit approved for a second time.
Okay, so you already had a conditional use permit, so why are you writing another one?
Well, Molly, that's an excellent question. We did have a conditional use permit. It was a process that we went through, and then there was some opposition to that approved application. And so we ended up seeing that application go through 4th District Court, where actually we were able to hold on to our conditional use permit, and then it was heard by the Idaho Supreme Court. And there they found some issues with the City of Boise's procedure for overturning the denial by P&Z and actually approving that application. And so they basically overturned our conditional use permit. So now we are in the process of writing and submitting, which has been done, a brand new conditional use permit, which is actually under the new modern zoning code, which is actually, it's a good thing because it understands a shelter home better.
Mm-hmm. And will make your project more specific to the needs.
Yeah, I think it helps to define what is expected when you're applying for this conditional use permit. The shelter home itself, like the measurements of impact for a shelter home, the guidelines are within the description.
Mm-hmm. So when will the conditional use permit be heard by City Council?
So the hearing's Monday, July 7th. It'll be at 3 p.m. at City Hall in the Marianne Jordan chambers. Normally those hearings do start at 6 p.m., but they're anticipating a higher level of participation, and so it will start at 3 p.m. that day.
And is that something the public can come to?
Yeah, they can. And there's a couple of things that we would love to ask our supporters to do. One of them is right now through July 3rd at 5 p.m., there's a link that you can actually make a comment to Planning and Zoning to let them know that you support our conditional use permit. And we have a landing page at interfaithsanctuary.org where it gives kind of the highlights of the building to include in, like, your comment to P&Z, like, this is what matters most to me. And then you also can sign up to testify for the hearing on Monday. And there's a button on our homepage as well where you can sign up to, actually you can click the button, sign up, and you can participate, I think either virtually or in person. I'm not clear on that. I know that we're gonna learn if they're gonna do virtual testimony. I do wanna put it out there right now because in the past, they have allowed virtual and in person. And all of this information is on our homepage at interfaithsanctuary.org.
Great.
So commenting is really important right now, because what makes it easier for P&Z to make a decision about things is they want to know like how this is perceived within their community. They want to know like how do the people feel about this project, and that is your way to let P&Z know that you followed the project. You know that this is a 24-hour shelter home. You know that there's going to be this, and this, and you want to make sure that we get as much information as we can to P&Z about what the community wants when it comes to how we serve our unhoused population.
Yeah, that's huge that people have the opportunity to share how Interfaith Sanctuary has impacted them and have a way to be involved in the decision making.
Yeah, I think I find that with the people who support us, they love that easy ask, like, and this is the ask right now, like really, please share your thoughts. Please show up if you can, because this shelter home has to happen. It's such an important addition in our community, and we really do rely on our supporters. They have gotten us this far, and so let's just keep doing it together.
Yes, and you're doing such a great job at keeping the information out there on the table for people to know what they can do next.
Yeah.
So what are you anticipating that the results of this hearing will be, and what will happen next?
I mean, I'm really hopeful. We worked really hard on this second application, and because it is a second application, there's a lot of knowledge that has been gained just from working with the city of Boise, with the police department, with neighborhood stakeholders. This is a very informed application, and it's also a building that is under construction, right? So you can really see and develop really meaningful operations and security around it. And so I feel like we're gonna make it easier for P&Z to understand what this building is, how it's gonna operate, and how we are going to reduce impact and improve outcomes for the people who are experiencing homelessness. So I'm excited to be able to tell this story,
And really, it's being transparent about this is what we're doing, and this is what we hope to accomplish.
Yeah.
That's important for people to know.
I think that's the biggest thing that we were able to do. Like when we went through the first round, it was so new for everyone. And so there was kind of like a lot of conversation around the security plan, and I don't think anyone really understood what was needed. And this time, we have worked with the best of the best to actually create this working security plan that we submitted with our application along with our entire operations plan. So the transparency is there to really better understand how this shelter home is going to operate. And that's what planning and zoning needs. They need to understand this building project for sure.
There's a lot of factors that go into it that people might not realize, and so that's there's just so much to keep learning.
We'll keep learning forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but hopefully, we'll see our friends at the hearing. That helps a lot, is to feel the support, because this has not been easy, but it's been done with a lot of heart for a very, very good reason. So we do really rely on the support.
Yeah.
Emotionally and everything.
In all the ways.
In all the ways.
Yeah. Well, thanks for providing clarity to this conversation about what Interfaith's next steps are, and I'm excited to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, well, thanks for being my sidekick right now.
Absolutely.
And this has been Word on the Web. Send in your questions, and we'll give you an update after Monday. It's going to be a long day, but we'll make sure to keep you all informed. Have a great day.